coming north or northwest later, 3 or 4, increasing 5 at times, showers good. Plymouth, cyclonic 4 or 5, becoming variable 3 or less.
So a quick disclaimer before we get stuck into the physiology of exercise. I'm a doctor working in the NHS for the last 26 years. So I know a bit about physiology. What I don't know is anything about coaching. And that's the purpose of these videos, really, is to help me find out. If you have any comments about what I've got to say, please let me know. I'll do my best to answer them. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so this week I've gone back to the beginning of the running. I had an effort session earlier in the week. Strength session yesterday. Just doing an easy run today, and then another easy run over the weekend. This made me think really whether it might be interesting to give a bit of thought about what's the value of the easy run, and particularly the long slow run, and what are the training merits of it. So I've been having a bit of a think about that, and I think it's something worth talking about. Right, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about what's the point of slow running. Why is it that running more slowly gets you fitter and enables you to run faster in a race? A lot of training plans will emphasise a mixture of long slow runs, some tempo efforts and some intervals. So what's the point of the slow run? Surely the point of training is to run faster, to get you a new PB or to win the race. To answer this question, we need to think about what happens to our hearts when we exercise. Now obviously, thinking about your heart, this is only one aspect of your body, and the physical training has effects on all different systems in your body. But let's think for a moment of your heart. The main function of the heart is to increase our cardiac output. That's to pump more blood to your muscles, get more oxygen there so they can do more work. Now there are two factors that influence how much blood your heart can pump. These are your heart rate, your pulse rate, and your stroke volume. Now your stroke volume is the amount of blood that your heart pumps with each beat. And this varies quite a lot. What happens as we start to exercise? Our heart rate goes up. So from your resting heart rate to somewhere around about 170 to 180 for most people. However, what happens with stroke volume as you start to exercise is this increases. With each beat, your heart will dilate more and pump more blood more forcefully. But it will reach a point at around about 60% effort where it can't dilate anymore. It can't pump any harder. And no matter how hard you exercise beyond this point, your stroke volume will not increase, and any increase in cardiac output is purely met by the increase in your pulse rate. Okay, now here's a graph looking at heart rate and stroke volume and how they change. So if you start from rest, as you increase your effort, your heart rate picks up and eventually will reach your maximum heart rate. Stroke volume also increases and picks up as you increase your effort. But when you reach around 60% of your maximum effort, stroke volume reaches its maximum and can no longer increase further. What that means is two things. Firstly, if you want to increase your cardiac output and your exercise capacity, you've got to increase your stroke volume. Secondly, you don't really have to exercise any more than 60% of your maximum effort for a lot of the time, as that's the sweet spot for increasing your cardiac output by increasing your stroke volume. But what happens over time is your heart muscle will be able to dilate into a bigger size, so you can increase your stroke volume, and that the muscle of your heart will get stronger, so it will pump harder. And this will lead in the end to an increase in your cardiac output when you're working at maximal effort running your race. So this is at the heart of why the long slow run is so important to your training. That sub-maximal effort, running at around 60% of your maximum heart rate.
More slow running. Trying to run to heart rate is really difficult.
I think for a lot of us, well, certainly me included, when I run my long slow runs, I think I go too fast. So the question then is, well, how fast should I run? Now, most exercise watches nowadays come with a heart rate facility built in, either through the heart rate strap or an optical sensor either built into the watch or as an additional extra strapped around your upper arm. I think this is a reasonable measure of the physiological effort we're putting in. What's much more useful is to over time to learn what the effort feels like. So most coaches would describe the effort as running at a pace where you can carry out a conversation easily with someone next to you. My experience is that is a lot slower than you think it is, and certainly running to keep my heart rate round between 130 and 140 beats per minute, it requires a conscious effort to slow down. Now, as well as the training benefits of this, I think the other main benefit by slowing down is it enables you to enjoy the run more. You can look around you, take in your surroundings, and think, well, why are you doing this training? It's not just about racing, it's not just about improving PBs, it's about enjoying yourself, enjoying your time. And that, for me, is really why running at the weekends, running more slowly, is so important. It's a time to get out into nature, to have a look around, to enjoy yourself. At the end of the weekend, you can feel like you've done a decent workout, you've got out, you've seen some nice things, you've talked to your friends, you've had a good time. But knowing full well that you have really got the full benefit of that workout, and it will have maximum benefit in terms of increasing your cardiac output, and over time, that really will have a significant impact on the times that you run in the future. Thanks for listening. We'll catch up next week and talk about some of the other aspects of physiology in training.